Welcome to Your Beauty Fuel. I'm your host, Rita Catolino. One of my favorite fruits is the apple. It's Mother Nature's perfect gift to us in its perfect little package, sweet, crisp, and tart all in one. Today on the show, however, I'm going to have two very special little guests on so that we transform that apple into some sweet treats that not even they are gonna know are super healthy. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Your Beauty Fuel. Today we're talking all about apples, but I have two special guests to help me talk about apples because I heard that they like apples themselves. We have one of our familiar faces here to my left. Can you tell everybody who you are?
Ariana.
Ariana. And who is Ariana? Are you my daughter? Sometimes, when she chooses to be. And to my right, I have her best friend,
Richie.
Richie. Richie, do you like apples?
I love apples.
Yeah? What do you like most about them?
That they're sweet and crunchy.
Sweet and crunchy. It's like nature's perfect gift to us, right?
Yeah.
What about you, Ariana?
I like apples.
You like them? Red or green?
Both.
Both. It's not a trick question. Both. What about you, Richie?
Red.
Okay, good. She likes red and green, and I like them crunchy. That's all I know. Well, guess what? Today we're going to do a whole bunch of really fun things with apples to turn them into desserts. How does that sound?
Awesome.
Do you like apple pie?
Yep.
Do you like apple pie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're going to make an apple pie today that has no sugar. I wonder if they heard that. We're going to make an apple pie today that has no sugar. But before we do that, we're going to do one of my favorite things, which are stuffed apples. So what looks funny about those apples, ladies? I already did some work for them. What is it?
There's no middle.
There's no middle. So I cored out the apple because there's a middle part of the apple that's really chewy and it's not much fun. You know, when you eat your apple, you eat around the core, right? So I already did that work for them, and we are going to use these as little vessels. So we're going to stuff some yummy stuff into them. How does that sound?
Candy?
Not like candy, guys. This is healthy. So I'm going to get you guys to do the middle. I'm going to put everything in this bowl, and then you guys are going to work it through with your hands as if it were Play-Doh. How does that sound?
Good.
Good?
Good.
Have you guys ever had dates before?
Yes. Yeah.
Dates are that yummy. These are dates. Dates I always call nature's sugar, right? Because they're so sweet on their own and they're such a easy, yeah, you can try one if you want. They're super easy to puree. You can eat them just like that. It's almost like nature's gummy bear, right? So we are going to put, these are just pureed dates, so they're just all messed up like this, all pureed up. So I'm going to do a bowl for each of you, and they're going to have you each after work these in with your fingers. Sound good? We're also going to put a little bit of, let me ask Richie, smell that.
Cinnamon?
Cinnamon. Okay, so cinnamon, cinnamon is the typical spice for apple pie and for apples. It really does accentuate that flavor. So I'm going to throw in some cinnamon here. I should have just let you do it. I'm not a control freak at all. And this is just, do you know what that is? Going once, going twice. It's not popcorn, it's oats. And these are just plain oats. And these are quick oats because when we put them in the apples and we put them in the oven, we really want them to cook quickly because we want to eat that apple, right? So why don't you pour half into there, Richie? Well, just half. And while Richie's doing that, I think it's really important that everybody gets their kids in the kitchen. Not only, do you want to put the other half in there, honey? Not only is it teaching them so many fine motor skills like we've talked about on so many other shows, but it's teaching them a life lesson that after they can go and they can do this on their own. And the younger they are, honestly, the easier it is. Okay, this, I wonder if you know what this is. What do you guys think this is?
Olive oil?
It is an oil. So.
Stuff and eggs.
Stuff and eggs. It's not egg whites. What do you think? Do you want to smell it? Might give you a hint. So we're not using butter. We're using another fat, and it comes from a big fruit that falls off a tree or a kind of nut. It's about that big.
Pineapple?
No, it's coconut oil. Oh. So we're going to put coconut oil in here, and this is just going to give it that, instead of using butter, do you want to put half in yours, Ariana, please, and save the other half for Richie? Because you need a fat, right? You need some butter or something to bind everything together. I see we have some precise bakers over here. You get to put the rest in your bowl. And then we do have the option of putting some coconut if you like coconut. Do you like coconut?
Yes.
Do you like coconut?
No.
Great. Don't you love that? That we have two really good friends here and they don't have to agree on everything. So why don't you put some coconut in yours? You can put a bit more so you can taste it. You can keep going. I know you like more than that. There you go. So no coconut in Ariana's. We're going to make sure we know which is which. And then the last thing we have is a little bit of maple syrup, and it has just that hint of sweetness. I knew her eyes would light up. Just a drop in there. I see you in the morning with those mummy's pancakes. I see all that maple syrup you put on there. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, okay. That's good. Richie, do you want some as well?
Sure.
Okay, go ahead. And now the fun part, ladies. Good job. Now the fun part is not to lick your fingers, because you're going to put your fingers in there, so wipe that off. I'm going to get you each to get in there like Play-Doh and just have some fun in there. All right, go. Make it one big, yummy... Yeah, there you guys go. See, this is the best part of having kids in the kitchen. You don't have to get your own hands dirty. I'm going to put the cored apples inside of our baking dish, and that's all you do. So you can do up to 4, 8 at a time. We're just going to put them in there, and I'm going to wait for our lovely assistants. It looks like they're having fun. I'm going to let them keep doing that, and then we're going to fill those apples up and throw them in the oven. While they're doing that, I'm going to show the next little thing that we're doing. You know, everybody likes to watch TV at night, at least we do sometimes. I have a family movie on Sunday nights, and part of that sometimes is the picking at something. It's the crunchy bowls of not so healthy things. So we have tried as a family to really make those treat bowls on movie nights something healthy. It might be some air pop popcorn, or it might be some kale chips. We've tried other things as well in the house, but this is something that we've been doing that is amazing, and I promise if you try this, you will never go back. And so we're gonna make some apple chips. And the best way to do this is, how you guys doing there?
Good.
I didn't mean to ignore you. You can keep going, keep working in there, get those frustrations out, you know, just go, go, go. The best thing to do with the apple is on a mandolin, but obviously you want your adult supervision with this, because do you guys think that's sharp?
Yeah.
Super sharp. Mandolins are very, 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 very dangerous and sharp, and so you really want to make sure that you have an adult hopping with these and that you have the proper safety guard with your apple. So with the mandolin slices, I just did these on here. I'm not going to try right now because I'm scared that it might happen to me on TV, and I don't want blood everywhere, but we just did these up before, and they're beautiful. And what do you guys see in the middle of that apple?
Flower, star.
Yeah, look at that. Do you guys see that?
Yeah.
They're little flowers or stars, and that is just where the seeds were. Isn't that beautiful that, you know, when you really look at what Mother Nature gives us, it's perfect. So we're going to get these girls' hands cleaned up. We're going to stuff the apples. We're going to get these on a cookie sheet and into the oven, and we will be back with more... apples.
Apples! Apples!
Welcome back to Your Beauty Fuel Kitchen. I'm your host, Rita Catolino, and today we are not only talking about my favorite fruit, the apple, but we are also doing it along with my two favorite little girls, Ariana, my daughter, and her best friend, Richie. Aren't we having fun in the kitchen?
Yeah.
What did you guys make so far? Tell everybody, just in case they're just catching the show now.
We made stuffed apples.
Yep. And what did we stuff those apples with, Richmond?
We stuffed them with dates.
Yep.
And some coconut.
Coconut. What else did we use?
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon. And oats.
Oats.
Super, super easy. They're in the oven. How does it smell in this kitchen, girls?
It smells so good.
Awesome. So if your kids say it smells awesome, then you're doing something right. Okay, let me just say that. Okay, what do you guys think these are? I gave a little hint before. I'm gonna get you to... Hey, you're quick to... I want you to grab one. And I want you to grab one. Go ahead, grab anyone. And I'm gonna grab one. And we're gonna say cheers. and we're gonna tell you guys how amazing these are, and then we may show you how to make them. What do you think?
Awesome.
Super good, right? Easiest thing. We talked about that before. Instead of bringing out, you know, the chips and stuff like that when you're doing a family movie, take out, see, you think she likes them, take out these apple chips. We showed how we did them on the mandolin, and that's how we got them super thin like this. You can even eat them raw like this. But all you have to do, you want a raw one too? These two are more interested in eating. I'm gonna get Ariana, please, to put these out on the sheet, just like this, and then I'm gonna get you to sprinkle them with cinnamon after, because we don't even need sugar on these, okay? I want you to spread those out on the sheet nice and evenly. So you have a job over there.
These extras, can we eat them?
No, there won't be any extras. We're gonna put them out. While she's doing that, we're gonna talk about a very special pie. Apple pie. Do you like apple pie? I think you told me at the beginning of the show you did, right?
We love apple pie.
So we are gonna make a pie crust that doesn't have eggs and flour, white flour and sugar and butter and all of those things, because it doesn't make us feel like we have energy all the time. When we eat all that food all of the time, it takes our energy away, and then we don't have energy for things like dance.
When you get sugar,
these
you
two
always have energy, but
these two are awesome little dancers, and let me tell you, they need their energy. They need to keep that energy up, so we want to keep it with this good whole food. Okay, so we have in here just some oats, some dates. We essentially have what we stuff the apples with. The oats, the dates, a little bit of coconut, and just a little bit of maple syrup. And that is actually going to be our pie crust. You can make another row there. You got to be inventive there. Make another row. So I'm going to get Richie, while Ariana's doing the chips, I'm going to get Richie to take this out, just like this, Richie, and you're going to spread this out all along the bottom and all the way up the sides as if you were making a apple pie shell, okay? So while you're doing that, while she's eating and while she's working on that, I'm going to grab a pie shell that I already made just about a minute ago. I'm going to grab that pie shell. So here is our already made pie shell, and as you can see, it comes out beautifully. You want to make sure that after it's cooked, you put it in the fridge a bit. It's like a cookie. And then we're going to fill that with our apple pie filling. Ariana, I'm going to get you to put some cinnamon on there for me. Does that sound good? If I could find it. You know what, we'll do these ones without cinnamon because they're good just as is. I'm going to throw these in the oven. Oh, our baked apples sell so good in there. We got some hungry little girls on set today. So, inside of your apple pie, what do you think you would usually put inside of an apple pie? She's working right now. She'll have one in a sec. What do you think you usually put in an apple pie, Richie?
apples.
Apples, very good. So we have apples in our saucepan that I already cut up, and I just used our Gala apples. There's some people who prefer Empire apples for baking or different kinds of apples. I just use, honestly, what I like to eat. So if I'm gonna like to eat it raw, then I'm gonna like to eat it cooked. So we just cut down some, yeah, you can try some after, some apples. We threw in a cinnamon stick. And then I like to throw in a little bit of homemade applesauce that we make here all the time at our house. And when you put that applesauce in, it just gives it a little bit more of that consistency of apple pie filling. And guess what? That's all there is in here. No sugar. Because all those natural sugars from the apple, guys, when you cook it down, they seep out. Doesn't that sound good? Yeah. How you doing there, Rich?
Good.
How you doing there?
Good.
Good, you're eating. So I'm going to get you to fill up my apple pie. How does that sound? Because I can't have you eating all my chips because there won't be any for me. We're going to take the stick out, and I'm going to get you to fill up. This is cool now because it's cooled down. I'm going to get you to fill that up with the apple pie filling just to the middle. And then because everything's already cooked, we've pre-cooked the pie shell. We cooked down the apples. It's just going to take a couple minutes in the oven just to caramelize everything together. Really do a good job there and fill it out. You guys are amazing. I love this. I can just go for a cocktail right now because my two little girls are cooking in the kitchen. So we have our beautiful apple chips going. We have our baked apples in the oven. I got my two assistants over here, one making the crust, one doing the filling. And when we come back, we're going to show you a beautiful breakfast parfait that you can use with this homemade applesauce, or for any time of the day. We're gonna put some chips on it. We're gonna throw that in the oven. She's gonna eat the apples, I see. And we're gonna throw that in the oven too. How does that sound?
Good.
Are you guys hungry yet?
Yeah.
I think so. So we're gonna do all that and we'll be back in a jiffy. welcome back to Your Beauty Fuel Kitchen. I'm your host, Rita Catolino, and once again I have these two amazing little sous chefs with me today, Richmond Catton and Ariana Garcia Catolino, my very own daughter, if you didn't know, and her best friend over here. And we've been having so much fun in the kitchen today with lemons. You guys don't call me out on it. You'd think they'd be paying attention with?
Apples.
Apples. Okay. By the way, lemons, if you put just a squeeze of lemon on anything you make apple, like your apple pie, it just heightens that flavor and gives that little bit of tartness to all of that yummy sweetness. So what have we made so far, guys? Let's recap before we go on. What have we made? Richie, tell me one thing.
Made stuffed apples.
Stuffed apples, which, by the way, I just took out of the oven. And how did those smell?
So good.
So good. What do you think? Smells like apple pie, but you don't have that crust. So great. Fun for your kids to make as long as you core them out ahead of time. Have them stuff them. So much fun. And we're going to plate those in just a second. Ariana, what else did we make?
Mini apple pies and apple chips.
We made mini apple pies, and our apple pie's in the oven. I'm going to grab in a second. And we made these apple chips that these girls keep eating on the break there. So we only have a few left, but these are beautiful. I'm going to show you something else we're going to do with them. First, I'm going to plate up our beautiful apples so you can see how lovely they look. And I like to serve mine just with a dollop of Greek yogurt, or you can use some of that. You can do that. Yeah, you can do the dollop. And I mean, these are honestly, they're tender to the fork, so much so that this one's falling apart. And one second, Ariana, I'll get you there in a minute. And I'm actually just going to cut these in 4, just because it's easier, and then we can show the beautiful. It's almost like a crumble in there. It's like a hard crumble, and then you have the soft, beautiful apple that's so tender. I mean, I would eat this for breakfast. It's almost like oatmeal. Your oatmeal with some apple in it. It's super healthy, but super good. It's like crunchy. Do you see that? It's almost like a cookie. So do you want to put some Greek yogurt on yours, or just Richie's?
Also mine.
Also yours. So you deal with that. And then Richie, I'm going to get you to do something called a parfait. Do you know what a parfait is?
No.
No. So all it is layering different things to get a beautiful breakfast. Because sometimes, you know, we eat with our eyes first. You know that? If it doesn't look pretty on the plate, are you going to eat it?
Nope.
You want it to look good?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we're going to do a little layering here. We're going to do a little bit of Greek yogurt. We're going to do some homemade applesauce. We're going to do a little bit of Greek yogurt, some homemade applesauce, and we're going to top some of those pretty chips on top. Do you think you could do that?
Yep.
I think you can too. I trust you. So I'm going to put that there for you. I'm going to borrow that from Ariana when she's done. Why don't you sprinkle some cinnamon on there after when you're done as well?
Okay.
Might look pretty. God, that looks good. I'm ready to jump in myself. Okay, while these two are, there you go. You can do that for me, Richie. I'm gonna go check on that apple pie and pull it out for us. I love seeing my two little helpers just working away. This apple pie is literally hot out of the oven. And I mean, that could be served individually, or you can make a nice bigger one, maybe on Thanksgiving. How you doing over there? Good, look at that. Once again, inside of those apples, we put dates, oats, coconut oil, and Richie put a little bit of coconut in hers, didn't you? Because Richie likes coconut and Ariana doesn't. How are we going to know now whose is whose? Uh-oh. How are we going to know? Do you think we could smell it? I think we should just dip in and see who gets it right. You're doing good there, Richie. Can I help you a little bit? We're just going to go a little faster. And all we've done here is with this homemade applesauce is I think we're not going to do too many more layers.
I think this is the one with coconut.
You think so? Okay, you got a good nose. So we're just going to do this.
No, I can just...
What has been your favorite thing to make so far today, Richie? And I'm going to ask Ariana. Give me one more layer.
It's probably to stuff the apples.
Stuffing the apples was fun because you got to get in there with your hands, right?
Yeah.
What's been your favorite thing, Ariana?
Food.
The food. The eating part? Yeah, because this girl loves to eat.
Especially this apple.
You're doing a great job. And you know what? If it gets messy in the kitchen, who cares? You can clean up after, right? Having fun in the kitchen is all about having fun. Look how beautiful that looks. You could see the beautiful layers there of the Greek yogurt and the applesauce. And the applesauce just gives it that sweetness. I thought that we could take one of these chips and kind of crumble it on top. Or should we just stick it out like this?
Did I get a glass to do one?
Well, you got to do those, so we can share this. Do you guys like the way this looks?
Yeah.
What do you think about that? So we have our apple pie, we have our beautiful parfait, we have our stuffed apples, and then we have those beautiful apple chips. I think we need to dig in and just eat some apple stuff before my stomach keeps growling. What would you choose, Addie?
Eat.
Stuffed apple. What are you gonna choose, Richie? We're gonna save that one for later. What are you gonna choose, Richie?
Stuffed apple.
Stuffed apple. I want you guys to tell me the truth. This is like, I want to see how good this is. I want everybody to tell me the truth, whatever they chose, and we're gonna say how yummy this is. Ready? On the count of 3, we're all gonna dig in and see how yummy this is. Are you ready?
Ready.
1, 2, 3, go.
Delicious.
Delicious. I have some very polite little girls here who will not talk with their mouths full like I do, so I got a thumbs up. So, keep your kids in the kitchen. Isn't it fun being in the kitchen? I want to hear something from our kids today. What is it about being in the kitchen that you like, Richmond?
That I get to cook.
You get to cook, and you get to create something with your own hands. Isn't that true? Isn't it fun? I know a little secret about you. I know that one day you might like to maybe be on like a Master Chef Junior or something. Would that be fun?
Yeah.
Really cool. What about you, Adiana? Why do you like being in the kitchen?
It's just fun.
It's just fun. Okay, so it's just fun, and you get to create your own things. And as a mother and as a parent, it really makes you feel good and satisfied seeing your children inside of the kitchen and creating things alongside of you, right? I gotta keep talking because these two have their mouths full. And the best thing of all of this is they get to eat healthy food. You know, it's not bought in a box at a store and thrown in front of them. This is stuff that they've helped create, that they've seen from beginning to end, and that tastes amazing and does not have all of this sugar and processed food inside of it. So, once again, I need to have another one of these chips. We're gonna keep eating. Now, your daughter's gonna keep feeding me. I don't expect you to feed me with your spoon, but we've had a blast in the kitchen today. We've had tons of fun. Oh my goodness. The apples have been great. Take your kids apple picking, make them get in the kitchen with you, and create some amazing recipes that the whole family will love. Until next time, on Your Beauty Fuel with Richmond Catton and Ariana Garcia and your host, Rita Catolino. See you next time.